Here's how you can foster meaningful social learning with reciprocal imitation training. If you don't know, reciprocal imitation training, referred to as RIT, is an empirically supported intervention for building imitation skills, especially for autistic children. The very first component of RIT is pretty simple. You imitate the child. So, whatever they're doing in their play, you're imitating those movements as long as they're safe. And you can do something that's called play casting, where you're commenting on what they're doing. You're not presenting demands, you're not asking them questions, you're just commenting about what you see happening. You're narrating the play, which is why it's called play casting. For example, if a child is spinning around in circles, you would spin around in circles with them. And you might say something like, "Ooh, fun, we're spinning. Spin, spin, spin. Here we go, spinning." And just label whatever it is that's happening as you spin. You might talk about if you're spinning fast or if you're spinning slow, but you're not trying to intersperse any sort of additional demands or commentary. Once you've established a back and forth interaction with the child, so they're spinning and you're spinning and they keep spinning and you keep spinning, then you can start to add in some models and gestures. So you might try varying things a little bit. You might spin really, really slow and say, "Ooh, I'm spinning slowly." And you might go really fast and say, "I'm spinning so fast." And just as you model new things for the third component, if the child is still actively engaged and is watching and noticing what you're doing, but they're not trying it themselves, you can try providing some gentle encouragement. You could say something like, "You try," or "Your turn," or "Do you want to spin fast? Do you want to spin slow?" And if they're showing signs of wanting to do it, they're looking very intensely at you, they're reaching for you, but they seem to have a difficult time knowing how to do it, performing the actual action, you could offer help. You could say, "Oh, let me try to help you." And if they let you help by standing there and letting you and they're not resisting, then you can try to help them do whatever it is that you were modeling. If they're not actively engaged, if they're not really looking at you or noticing you, then you would try some other things. You might keep imitating them. You might try modeling something that's of more interest to them, etc. But you're not really going to try to follow through with any sort of expectation around imitating you or participating in what you're doing unless they're showing an interest and you've been able to connect with them over the activity. If they participate in what you're modeling, so you're able to share that agenda, then you can also offer some encouragement and praise in a naturalistic way. So you might say something like, "Wow, this is so fun. We're spinning fast." Or, "Oh my goodness, I love spinning so slow." And just change up what you're doing. You might add in some tickles or high fives or just other exaggerated facial expressions, just like you would in any other type of interaction that you would have with a child the age of the child that you're working with. This can help, again, reinforce that interaction and make it more likely that you can have this little pattern going where the child is initiating, you're imitating them, now you're initiating and they're imitating you, and you're creating more of a reciprocal back and forth interaction instead of something that's just based off of the child's agenda. So those are the main components of reciprocal imitation training. In the Early Start Denver model, they go through additional phases where start working in specific targets with novel imitation and building into pretend play and things like that as well. But the basic foundation for RIT includes those four components: imitating the child with making sure to use some sort of consistent language, like the play casting or certain sounds that you're doing. Once you have that back and forth, you're going to start initiating some of your own movements that are related to whatever it is that they're doing, and then encourage the child to participate with you if they're actively engaged. And then lastly, number 4, providing that encouragement and praise as you create this back and forth interaction.